Hello everyone, today is Tuesday, September 15th. It's almost 7 o'clock p.m., so 3 hours after the regular session close. I wanted to make my video separate from Trader Jim's because there's a few things I wanted to discuss, maybe a little bit of education about backtesting and backtesting discussion, as it can be a double-edged sword, and I'm going to show you why in a moment. So this is my Leeloo Live funded account. And I'm trading the 10-minute chart here. I hit my goal of 700 and there was 2 ticks of slippage, so the net was 690, and there was 2 trades here. And what I'm doing different than Trader Jim's contract or template is I'm only trading a single contract, but instead of a 20 tick pullback, I'm pulling back 33 ticks. Well, why 33 ticks? Because I did backtest. I went back 30 days and I tried 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, all the way to 50 ticks pullback, and 35 seemed to be the best, and then I did 30 to 35, and that's where I settled on 33. It seemed to be just about the best all around, not quite 35. Now, in Jim's 2-contract template, he also has a target of 80 and 100 ticks. Now, since I'm pulling back 13 ticks more than 20 ticks, that's almost $100 more, and that's why I bumped my target from 500 to 700. So if it was $100 more, my target would be 600, but I went another $100 because there's usually some overshoot on the profit target. So this will give you a little bit of insight into the way I look at setting targets and goals on charts based on what the trades look like. So there is some drawbacks to backtesting. It can be accurate in some respects, but then there's other areas where it's not accurate. So let's take a look at the backtest for this 10-minute chart. So first thing I want to note is Jim has a loss limit of 1,500, which would actually be a 300 tick stop loss, but he has 400. So I brought this to 300 because it's about the same result. I just want to, if anything were to happen, at least I have a $300 stop loss sent to the 300 tick stop loss sent to the exchange when all my orders go in. The daily loss limit is 750, which is actually less than my stop loss. So the OneupTrader would probably stop trading before this, but if you had some winning trades, it would go beyond the 750 loss limit, because you might be up, $500 or so. Today's trades are pretty close to each other. The entries are spot on. So notice the entry here on the first trade and the second trade. The entry was 14.23 even on the first trade and 14.33.50 on the second trade, and they match exactly on the real-time chart, 14.23 and 14.33.50. The exit on the first trade matches exactly, but the exit on the second trade is different. And what's different is this is actually going to its profit target. It is not stopping at the 750 goal. So here, this is exactly 100 ticks from 35.25 to 56.50 with 1 tick of slippage, positive slippage. So this other trade here got out earlier because it hit its daily goal and had some slippage. So indeed, in live trading, it's respecting the daily goal, whereas on the backtested chart, it is not accurately reflecting the daily goal. Let's look at the stats on the backtest, and I'll kind of show you how I arrive at why I chose the settings I did. So the backtest numbers are really solid. 80% winning trades, only 2 max consecutive losers, 16 winners, really great profit factor, and max drawdown matches my stop loss, $1,500. So here's the daily graph, and here's that $1,500 stop loss on the second. Now, what really should have happened is it should have went to 750, not 1,500, and so let's look at that. So if we go to the second, Okay, so here's September 2nd. You can see the date on the title bar here, and here's our drawdown here. Now, what we have is a stop out on this day. So we went short at 239.50 and exited at 314.50. That is exactly 300 ticks. And it is not. The daily loss limit is 750. Now, if this was a live trade, it would exit at roughly half that, 150 ticks. So this loss shouldn't be this big, I believe. I'm pretty certain. So I think that's one of the drawbacks of the backtest. Also, if we look at the backtest here, we see all these days where the profit went to $1,000 and not the daily profit target of 700. So this is all incorrect. So the test is not as good as it looks here. Okay, there's a discrepancy of $300 on at least 7 or 8 days here. Okay, so this is the pitfalls of backtesting, but you kind of have to take that into account. A lot of it's overshoot. So I think this backtest is fairly accurate in spite of the pitfalls of backtesting, and this is why I'm always preaching that you can't rely 100% on backtesting. The better way to do this is forward testing on market replay. You'll get much more accurate results. Your results will look like this. You'll exit at the targets. Your daily goal will be respected. So I think a good way to come up with settings is to do the backtest, and what I did here is, like I said, I tried different pullbacks and different targets and so forth, and although I haven't run this in market replay, I'm okay with it because I've watched it trade quite a bit. So that's why you have to beware of backtesting. So if you do both with market replay, I think you can come up with some really good results. Now, I want to show some other charts here. I intended to trade my 250 tick line break, and what I failed to do is I had all these boxes unchecked from yesterday, or I turned it off, and I set this with a 550 goal on a single contract. And well, let me show the sim chart of how it traded. So this is the 2 contract version, and I would have had the same long trade here. It's a limit order with a 4-tick pullback and the MA filter, and so I would have had the same trade, except I would have hit my goal in this run. So unfortunately, once again, a mistake caused me to not have additional profits. But all in all, it's okay. I'm still now on the plus side of the ledger, up about $400 from today's gain. I spent the day practicing some trading ideas, and what I did was trying to time entries on a small time frame like Trader Jim does with his 6-tick, and basically this I was watching the market, and there was this low here and then a bunch of noise, and then kind of a test of this low, and so I thought the AutoTrader would rebound, and it did just enough for me to hit a $500 goal right here. So it came to this low and then tested this range and made a lower low and a bigger move to the upside, and then kind of rolled over. But I engaged the AutoTrader right at this low, and it took the blue bars right here, and so this did turn out to be a profitable trade. Okay, on the 1-minute chart, I was practicing an idea of entering trades at the Bollinger Band. So here I actually faded the market and went long right here using my buy and sell buttons, or I used the trend line entry like that. And so I faded the market here. I went long, and then when this failed, I went short here, and that brought me to about 180, a little under $200 And then again, another long trade after bouncing off the Bollinger Band here, and that brought me to 381, and then another long right here after I got blue bars, and that brought me to 470. And then here I turned on the OneupTrader. I just let the OneupTrader trade, and it basically took this trade, and I let it trade. And because I had made $500, I bumped the goal to $1,500 from $1,000, and so this goal was hit here. Also have a setup for the micros on a 10-minute chart, and this hit its goal of 541. That's pretty impressive on the micros, and trading 7 contracts, so that's $3.50 a tick. And so this was 6 contracts, and I just added another contract to the second target here. Goal was 550, so just shy of its goal, had some slippage, and this played out in 2 trades, very kind of similar to the full-size contract. Okay, this is the E-mini S&P with Super Renko 8 higher time frame, and this has been doing pretty good. This hit its goal of, I think, 600 on this one, 575, so it had a tick or two of positive slippage. This is trading 2 contracts with modest profit targets. These are actually fixed targets here, so I think the fixed targets add up to 575, so, or slightly less, because it took another little tiny trade here. So very well done on the E-mini S&P. Okay, this is the 2-minute chart with a 5-minute chart higher time frame, and this is traded in Sim. This has a $2,000 goal, 1150 loss limit. I like this because it's almost 2-to-1, and it's just 2 contracts all out at 40 ticks, so that's $200 a contractor. So each trade is $400. This had it's had 5 winners and 2 losers, and you can see the trades here starting here at 9 o'clock. There was certainly more to go than 40 ticks in many of these cases, but it ran up to 1555, and I basically turned it off at that point. Again, practicing trading. So pretty good for the OneupTrader. As Trader Jim said in his video, it's hard to beat the OneupTrader because your emotions will get in your way and cloud your judgment. Okay, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.